Do you ever wonder how people like Alex Hermosi have time to run multi-million-dollar businesses and yet still pump out tons of content to every imaginable social platform? They have the same 24 hours per day that you do, so what are they doing differently? Let me let you in on a little secret. They batch produce their content. They don't have a scattershot approach in writing scripts for an hour here, filming for an hour there, editing for an hour there. No, they prepare a week, even a month's worth of content all at once. Then they film it all in a single day, pass all those videos off to the editor all at once, and then schedule them all for release over a period of weeks. In this video, I'm gonna show you how you can efficiently create your content by dividing it up into distinct phases and batching it. I recommend you make one video per week if you're serious about YouTube. To do this, it helps if at any time you have 4 videos scheduled for release ahead of time. And the first step in creating any video is to have your video written and planned. So that means you need to sit down and do the work. That is, you need to write. For me, this is the hardest part. I'm extremely distractible and I probably have ADHD. In many ways, it's a superpower, but when it comes to focused work, I need mechanisms to force myself to focus. So I've found a practice that allows me to batch my scripts. I set aside a morning on the calendar, usually it's a Monday morning, and I block it off from any other tasks. During that time, I go to a Starbucks, put my iPhone on airplane mode so I'm not getting distracted by any notifications, open up a Google Doc, and for the next 3 to 4 hours, don't allow myself to do anything until I have 4 completed drafts of video scripts written. This includes not only the lines that I'll say, but also includes notes on what elements I'll add to the video, like B-roll that I need to shoot and things that I'll add to the video to make it better. So depending on how good you are on camera and how well you know your subject, you will be somewhere on the spectrum of speaking off the cuff in your videos to speaking off of a few bullet points, or all the way up to reading a script word for word. Eventually, for most people, you're gonna want to work toward reading a script off a teleprompter. I know that's probably not what you expected me to say, but using a teleprompter is the most concise, effective way to communicate your ideas. It prevents you, by sticking to a script, from going off on tangents, and you have the benefit of being able to edit your words ahead of time to state things in the best possible way. Using a teleprompter also has the added benefit of minimizing your editing time because you won't have to edit out a bunch of retakes from saying things wrong. So that's step number 1, is getting your scripts written and batch it so that you have an entire month's worth of videos ready to be filmed in our next step. In this step, you're gonna take the 4 scripts that you wrote from step number 1 and get them on video. The advantage of batch filming is that you only have to get all your gear set up once. To prepare, I suggest you develop a checklist of things that you need to have ready on filming day. By the way, you can steal my checklist using the link in the description, but the things that you'll want to have on this checklist include: make sure that your microphones and cameras and any other battery-powered devices are charged the night before your filming day. Make sure your scripts are finalized, so that way all you have to do is sit down and read. Set up all your gear. This includes getting tripods ready, lights ready and plugged in, microphones turned on and plugged in, and any other necessary gear, including props that you might be using if you have them. Make sure those are set up and in position, and everything you need related to your gear is set up and ready to go. Next on the checklist is to prepare yourself. Did you do whatever it takes to get yourself ready for filming? Are you caffeinated? Are you fed? Are you well rested? Did you get your bathroom breaks in? You're an adult, so I'll let you figure that part out on your own. And then have a checklist for setting up your environment. So make sure the dog or cat isn't gonna interrupt you. There's my dog sitting on the couch behind me. Make sure your spouse and kids know that you're gonna be filming and need quiet for a couple hours, however long it's gonna take. Do whatever it takes to prepare your environment so it's quiet and ready for filming. Also, add to your checklist any B-roll that needs to be filmed. That way you can get as much of that stuff recorded in the same session. Then once everything is ready, you've gone through your full checklist, film it all. Film as many videos as you can do at once so that you don't have to go back through this process over and over for each individual video. Thus the idea of batching. And lastly, keep an evolving checklist. As your gear changes, as you learn what is needed for a good shoot, update your list so that every time you can have a smooth recording process. Now that you have all your raw videos shot, it's time to edit it all. I'm gonna assume that you're doing the editing yourself and not passing it off to an editor. So start by setting up your projects for your 4 videos. I teach a software called Descript here, so that's mostly the tool I have in mind as I go through these steps. And if you want my help learning how to make videos fast and efficiently, I have a course in community where you can join live group coaching calls twice per week with me, and I'll help you get started with YouTube, with Descript, and just generally creating really good videos. So check the links in the description to learn more about that. But anyway, import all your raw footage, including B-roll, into your new project and get it all organized. If you need, if it's helpful to you, you can rename files here and even create folders to help you get organized with all this footage that you have. Then, once you have all your raw footage organized, go into whatever editing process works best for you to actually get these videos edited. I've got over 300 videos on this channel walking through different types of editing workflows, so be sure to check out one of those if you need ideas. But the general idea here in the editing phase is you want to be as efficient as possible by coming into it with all of the raw footage you need so that you're not going back to have to refilm something that you might have missed. Then you want to be systematic in how you move through the edits for each individual video so that you're not wasting any time. If you want to see my step-by-step editing process that I use to make over 500 videos with Descript this year alone, check out this video next.